Mm. Hi there, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Twigs and Rigs. We got an exciting episode here for you today. Got some Four Nations stuff to recap here. Gonna talk about some trade talks, but as always, I am Jacob Golopali, joined by
Zach Rosen.
and so yeah, Zach, if you want to kick us off, I think we've got a very good show here for us today.
Yeah. Four Nations. Okay. Four Nations. Great event. Not a great ending for us, but it happens. I'm not the most surprised, I guess.
Yeah, that's the nature of sports.
Yeah. You can't leave McDavid open in the slot like that. Thank you,
You can't.
Austin Matt.
You
Thank you,
can't.
Austin
That's
Matthews.
ridiculous stuff.
Yeah. Thank you, Austin Matthews. Very cool.
Adam Fox too.
It was mainly Matthews on that
Yeah.
play, though. Fox's guy was in the corner,
True.
so. But it was bad. It was really bad. But other than Celebrate, he just scored, by the way. But yeah, I was disappointed by Sweden.
Definitely.
Only one win throughout the tournament. We didn't know what the finals matchup was gonna be until the last day. So
Right.
I'm happy about that. That was really cool. But Finland played really well. I feel like in most tournaments they always punch above their weight. So they made the fucking what? They made the fucking gold medal game this year, right? So you know.
Yeah, I was very impressed by Finland, like you're talking about. But I think this was huge for hockey in America. What do you think? I think this was unbelievable. Did you have any friends that don't normally watch hockey that wanted to watch that game?
I had like a few.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a bunch of friends that don't really watch hockey that were super excited to watch it. The views were crazy on it, and I just think it was for at least around here, Philly, where people don't really watch the Flyers or hockey that much, for to see how many people were very excited about the game that that I love, that we love, that we don't normally get a whole ton of people to get excited over. It was so awesome to have everybody rally around this, feel patriotic about it.
It's
And
the most patriotic I feel ever throughout the year. So World Juniors, International play.
Yep.
That's the only time I really get that patriotic.
Exactly. So it was really cool to see people first off embracing a new sport, getting patriotic. It's awesome because then you get to talk with people about stuff. Like I don't really get to talk with a ton of my friends about
I don't get to
in an educated way.
either.
I have a few, but not everybody. But
Yeah.
it was awesome to get to answer questions from people that were wondering, like people in class that coming up to me and say, hey, I'm gonna watch the game tonight. Like, you got any people I should bet on, or you got any what are your thoughts? Like, that was super cool for me, and I thought I had a feeling that was kind of going on around the country, and I think it was just an incredible. It was just huge in my opinion for the sport. In America, but it could have been ridiculous if
the viewership, at least in the US, I think it was 9 point. Fuck, what was the exact number? I know that
9.3.
Was it?
Yeah, if I remember correctly. Yeah.
And I know in Canada it was 10 point something.
Yeah.
10.6, I believe.
Right.
So it's pretty much 16 mil. Not 16, 19 mil, excuse me.
Yeah.
But that's huge. Probably check backstage just in case.
Nope. Yeah, he's not there. I'll let you know if he
Okay. Because it said he read the email. So
yeah. I'll add him to it.
But yeah, the viewership was crazy. It was the most non-watched playoff game.
I heard it was bigger than even the Stanley Cup. I heard
it's the most non-watched Cup final game.
Non-watched? You mean non-Cup final watch?
Yeah, excuse me.
Okay, yeah. Yeah. Yep. I did hear that. Yeah. That's
So,
crazy.
yeah,
That's awesome. I
which
mean,
is insane. I mean,
rare NHL marketing W,
thank God.
right?
Yeah, and they're trying to market the Stadium Series, which
Yeah. No, that's not
I mean that should be a fun matchup because it'll actually matter. So,
right. Right.
but
It's just it was nice to see, a lot of people in every sport, bash their all-star games, bash stuff like
I
this. When
watched the NBA All Star game because that was the day there were no games.
yeah, yeah, and right, exactly. So I mean, it's to see
That's
other
bad.
sports do it, like for people to see how much pride NHL players take in their job, how much pride they take in representing their country and everything like that. I think it just brought a lot of love to the sport, a lot of love to the passion that hockey brings. That you can easily lose in other sports,
Yeah.
and people nowadays are looking for sports with a lot of passion because they're upset about all-star games, people not trying, people doing all that. They're looking for passion. They're looking for players that want to play, and that this was huge.
Players that care.
Huge. If the U.S. won it, oh my gosh, I don't even know.
But except with that, and since this happened, the NHL did do, I guess, like an announcement. It was at the Bettman presser that there is going to be a World Cup every other year starting in 28. So next year there is an All-Star game before the Olympics, before the Olympic break. It's it's on Long Island. I do wonder, like, the one thing I wonder with that is for the All-Stars if they're going to send non-Olympians to the All-Star game.
No, I doubt it.
I doubt it because I think it's going to be an Olympic send-off thing.
Yeah, I think that's
So,
really pushing it if they do that. I
yeah.
think that's kind of dumb, honestly, and a waste of resources.
Well, I
Just
will also
because-
say this: they always do like, oh, the one per team rule. So I wonder if they're going to do that here. Not for the Olympians. Not for the Olympians. Like, no
Yeah,
shit, right?
I just cut it out, to be honest. I just cut it out fully.
Yeah, well, money. So money reigns
True,
supreme. in the
money,
end,
but
so-
also to set up that whole thing, fly everybody out,
yeah.
pay celebrities to come and represent. Like, there's a lot of money going into it that I feel like they're definitely not going to make in viewership with the Olympics going on.
Yeah.
And they're definitely not going to make a crazy killing from the event itself.
Yeah.
So,
But I will say this about some of the rosters. A lot of guys, at least, I think, like some of the guys you didn't expect, probably made themselves locks for their Olympic teams.
okay.
Bennington, I think, is the lock to be Canada's starter at this point with how he played.
Yeah, probably.
Unless like LT or Blackwood eventually, or like Vezina final, or gonna be like Vezina finalists next year. Then, even then, like Bennington rose to the occasion. He got a lot of flack for being the guy there,
He did.
including me. But yeah, I don't think any of the Rangers should be there except Fox and next year. That was like, but like I'm trying to think, right? Brock Nelson won't be there.
I really hope so. Hope not.
Vinny Trocheck, I don't think will be there, even
He
though
better not be there either.
just did his role.
No.
JT Miller, I don't think will be there.
Uh-uh.
Fox will definitely be there.
Fox will be there. I don't think Gensel's going to be there.
Really?
I don't think so.
I think he kind of locked up a spot.
Yeah, but there's really good young American guys that are going to be stealing spots.
Like,
are you talking about next year or just
next year? Yeah, next year.
Oh, okay. Then yes, he's going to make it next year.
Yeah, because he'll be on the Olympic team. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kyle Connor,
Tage Thompson.
Tage, I think will be there.
Talk about the Kyle Connor scratch. Do you know anything about that? Why did that happen?
I don't know anything about it. I kind of understand it because here's the thing, right? with the role Kreider was in, he was playing fourth line. Kyle Connor's really only a fit on the top six. He's not a guy that'll play up and down the lineup.
True, but he's a top.
Like I get it. Like if you need the shot, then I don't know. I get it both ways, I guess. So
I would have moved out Brock Nelson for Chris.
So would I. Oh, I
would have done that.
Yeah, I would too. It's bad.
It was so frustrating because
I don't know if Sullivan's going to be the coach for the Olympic team.
As a Pens fan,
I don't. Who are some of the other good American coaches right now? Because the guys on his staff, it was him, Torts, God, please no, and David Quinn are the only guys with NHL head coaching experience.
That's it.
Yeah, and then we had a goalie coach. So, like, unless is Ryan Warszawa, I know he won't get it, but is Ryan Warszawa?
He definitely will not get it, but he probably is American.
Yeah, he is American. Okay, but he won't get it unless Carl.
No, that's a stretch. I feel like that's a bit of a stretch.
It feels like a stretch. But
I think it's a fit, but I think it's a stretch for this level.
Yeah.
I think it's a great fit.
At least right now for him.
He's proven to be able to compete in international stages.
Yeah.
So,
is Andrew Burnett American? Is Bruno American? He won't get it. He's Canadian. He won't get it because the Pred's bad. Fuck. Torney's not. Hockett's not. John Cooper obviously isn't. The only guy is like Jim Montgomery. Nope, Jim Montgomery's Canadian. Bednar's Canadian. McClellan, I believe, he's Canadian. Greg Cronin, please no. Patrick Waugh, no. Oh fuck, Mike Sullivan really is our only option. Him or Lavi.
Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah, shit.
Oh, another thing. Obviously we can hindsight vision 2020 whatever, but I think in a best on best, obviously that was best on best, but I'm saying next time around with Charlie McAvoy and Quinn Hughes, I think we have a bit of a different story. I really think we do.
Yeah, I'm not using it as an excuse because it went to
OT. No, we still had a strong team. We still could have competed. We got a bit, we didn't win. And it's not an excuse, we're just going to take it on the chin and come back better next time. But that's something I would definitely be looking forward to, is seeing how Quinn Hughes and McAvoy affect the game next time around. Yeah,
I think there's really only 3 locks on that defense in the end. Him, but 4 actually.
I think
Hughes. Hughes, Fox, Werenski. Oh wait, there's 5 then. Hughes, Fox, Werenski, McAvoy, Slavin.
I'm not gonna lie, I liked Sanderson's game a lot.
So did I.
I really thought.
I don't know what Hannafin was doing there at the tournament.
Hannafin should have been there. Hot take: I did not like Brock Faber this tournament.
I didn't either. No, I didn't either. I don't think he had a great tournament either.
No, I thought he was very weak.
Slavin was our best defenseman.
Slavin was unbelievable. Slavin was great.
God.
I was a little concerned about. Was that?
He was incredible.
Yeah.
He was our best defenseman. Arguably, him and Werenski.
Yeah, I agree. But I've come to kind of not expect that, but you kind of expect Slavin to just be such a shutdown. Where do you rank him as in the top defensive defenseman in the league?
He's the best defensive defenseman.
That's what I'm saying. So I come to almost expect that from him, in my opinion. Not that it makes it any less impressive. It's still a sight to behold every time. But he's just a guy where I'm like, okay, I know what I'm getting out of him every night.
Him also showing that on the national stage as well.
Right. It's not like a guy like we were talking about, like Brock Faber, where we're concerned on what he's going to be able to contribute. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's also why I love guys like Sanderson, though. I love Sanderson.
He was really good. I was a big fan of him stepping up.
Yep. I think he's going to be a bit of a Slavin 2.0 for as an American, in that role. I would say.
Yeah, because I'm expecting a lot more points out of him.
Yes, I agree. First, definitely. But the role that he took on as the primary defensive defenseman, I think that is something that Sanderson can step into as an American moving forward.
Yeah, obviously not next year because Slade won't be on
No,
the team.
Yeah, for the future.
The guys I'm only thinking of that could be replaced, Faber. None of the goalies are getting replaced.
No.
I'm trying to think. Jack Hughes did not have a good tournament, but he's not getting replaced.
He's not getting replaced, no. I think
it's going to be Kreider, Trocheck, Miller, I think. And
would you want to see Robo?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I think like the next 3 up we're gonna be Tage, Robo, Keller.
Oh my God, Keller too. Yeah. I totally forgot about that. Yeah.
If they had a forward injury, apparently the rumor was they were gonna fly him in. So
I thought Thompson was already there. I thought they flew Thompson.
I don't know. I saw something that said Keller, so
I would be good with either, honestly.
Yeah, so would I.
Good either way to me.
So it'll be interesting. A lot of guys right now are, starting now at least, are going to start playing for. A is the playoff push, and B playing to get on the Olympic team. From what I heard as well for Team Canada, like apparently Wyatt Johnston, if they had like 2 or 3 more injuries, he was going to be next up as well.
I love Wyatt Johnston, but
I will say for Team Canada, there's a few guys who I think are going to get replaced. Sorelli, I think is on that team next year. Yep. You can literally slot in Celebrini, and he'd play the exact same role, but with more offensive upside.
Probably. You're probably 100% correct on that.
I think Hagel I think had a good tournament. I think
Hagel had a good tournament, but I think he is still not secure.
I don't think Marchand's in it next year just because regression's always a thing. So I think he might not make it next year. I don't think Doughty makes it next year for Canada.
No, I don't think so.
He didn't play bad. I don't think Sanheim makes it. I
think both sides have a lot of young guys that are going to start.
I'm not sure if Parayko makes it either.
No,
Parayko had a good tournament. I'm not going
to. Yeah, but he's still a guy that where it's like, okay, yeah, he had a great tournament now, but he's still not a guy where I feel like I'd rely on him to do that.
Who was good for Team Canada and another injury replacement? Thomas Harley.
Yeah.
He was the second best defenseman for Canada when he stepped in.
Yep. But he also plays that same role that Sanderson does. They're
not really.
No, you don't think so?
I think he's more offensive.
You don't think Harley's a shutdown kind of guy?
He's having that kind of year.
That's what I'm thinking. Right.
Where he's just been great both ways.
Right. And when he got drafted, from what I remember,
he was an OFD.
He was OFD?
When he was drafted, yeah. When he was drafted, his comp was Thomas Chabot.
Okay, I'm definitely thinking of someone else then. All right.
So,
forget I said anything. I'm thinking of someone.
Lassie Thompson. I'm joking.
But I like Thomas Harley. I thought he did pretty well. I thought he did good.
And for Sweden, there's no way they bring back Zibanejad, right? He was awful.
He's awful everywhere, dude. He's just bad now.
He was terrible.
Washed. He's washed. It's brutal.
You know who had a really good who honestly was probably Sweden's best or second best player?
Kempe?
No, Lucas Raymond.
Oh yeah.
He was amazing. And then Carlson was also really
played really well
great.
Too. Yeah.
Carlson was great. Yeah. He was terrible, dude.
Patterson was bad.
Yeah, and his first game back was also bad.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's going on there. I thought when JT Miller got traded, he'd start, playing well again.
Right.
It's not really happening. Yeah, he had 0 points. Yeah, he had 0 points. And
here comes.
Hi, Jacob.
Whoa. What were you talking about, Zach?
What's up, buddy? How are you? What are your thoughts on? We're gonna hop you right in here. What are your thoughts on the World
Four Nations?
We're on the World Juniors. I love the World Juniors. Four Nations was great.
Well, obviously we have the Canadian bias now.
No, not even the bias. Going into it, I thought it was going to be real. I thought it was going to be bad. I'm not going to lie. I thought it was going to be an all-star game. Guys were going to take it off, but that first game, Canada Sweden, I was like, oh, This is serious.
Oh, fuck.
And then the first Canada-US game was like, okay, these guys actually care. And that was great.
Oh, fuck for me in two ways. Fucking, we just let Kyle McLean score.
Oh, get fucked. But yeah, that was. I don't know. All I can say is we've been robbed for 9 years now of that, or 10 years. No, 2016.
Yeah,
it was amazing. I don't know if you didn't like it. The product, at least, not yeah. If you didn't like the outcome, that's fine. I know some people wanted the States or Finland or Sweden to win, but like hockey wise,
I will say this: outside of the States, I was rooting hard for Finland just because they had the most Dallas Stars on their roster.
Yeah, outside of Canada, I was rooting for Sweden because of Dahlin, and that was it. But yeah, like it was just amazing, and it shows. Like that, the first goal being McKinnon from Crosby and McDavid.
Oh my! On the power play, which
was almost
beautiful.
Poetic. People kept talking about how we were getting robbed of seeing that line and this and that's the first goal, and it's just like amazing.
Yeah.
And then the finals to see McDavid get his kind of golden goal moment.
It
was almost.
That's also for the NHL. That's like the perfect.
Either him or Matthews scoring the winner. Like if Matthews had buried any of those chances,
perfect marketing clip to use.
Overall, I feel like it was such a win for the NHL because the NBA All-Star game looked like crap.
Yeah, so let me talk about that for a bit. 3 hour I'm just gonna say these few things. 3 hour telecast, 80 minutes of ads. 42 minutes of total basketball played.
Yeah, not good. Not good.
Terrible. Awful.
Yeah, that was not great. Baseball's just
because there was nothing on.
Yeah, I mean, some people will watch it, but that wasn't great. Baseball's just starting up. NFL's on the cool down now before the draft, so like this was it for hockey. They really killed it here, and I got to give them. I mean, they kind of fell super lucky into it, but like overall, just amazing.
Yeah, I mean, it was needed, especially for the viewership numbers and all that. Yeah, and then I'm gonna name off some other guys that had some good tournaments. Mikael Granlund for Finland, he had a really good. I mean, the Stars bias is there, but also he had a really good tournament. Lindell had a good tournament as their primary and number one defenseman. Esa Lindell.
I mean, to be honest, that's not a very hard feat at this. Well, who's their number two at that point?
Was it Vakanainen?
Mikkola?
Yoki?
Yeah, fuck no. Yeah, like it was. I gotta give Finland credit.
They're the only team I don't think that played their scratch defenseman once.
Really?
It was Valimaki.
They were playing Mantapalo over Valimaki?
In defense of Mantapalo, he didn't look terrible.
No, he didn't. I just can't believe that. I thought he would have been the scratch for sure, but.
And shout out to you.
I got it. Yeah,
he's on waivers.
Yeah, unfortunately, but
I say that always because I feel like I think he was Miro's D partner when they were in the World Juniors or when they were playing like in the league of their draft year, and I was like, there's always a chance the Stars pick him up just for that. So
I think someone will pick him up.
Yeah, so
yeah, Utah's just got a
log jam.
Core, yeah,
then he's kind of the odd man out.
Yeah, it was an amazing tournament. It was so fun to watch. Almost every game was great. The only one I would say was kind of whatever was probably the Sweden-US one, but that's because everyone knew who was in the finals, so it was kind of a whatever game.
Yeah.
But overall, it was amazing.
Any Canadian guys do you think kind of locked up their spot for next year outside of the obvious guys?
I was gonna say besides the obvious.
I was gonna be a smart ass. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd still say Brendan Hagel.
I mean, Hagel should be there easily. He played great.
McCarr. I know that's an obvious one. Fuck. I don't think Taves.
Honestly,
played
I'm
great.
gonna be honest. I think Harley solidified himself a really good chance to make it. He looked great.
I don't know. Here's my thing. If he makes it, I don't know if he's gonna be the scratch guy or not.
Sally.
If everyone's healthy, we'll see.
Yeah.
But I think there's a couple question marks for sure. I think Mark Stone had just an okay tournament.
I don't think Taves played great.
No, he didn't play great, but he's not really like
flashy.
He's just kind of like Makar's partner.
So yeah, he's more there to just have
chemistry.
Guaranteed chemistry. Yeah.
Surprisingly, guys, I think Parayko played really good. I think he's got a chance to maybe make it again. Yeah, Sanheim was kind of just there, but honestly, just being there was good enough.
Jarvis should have gotten a better run.
Jarvis was kind of.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Jarvis was kind of 50-50. He looked good some games.
I'm kind of shocked. TK didn't hop in for the US Canada game because they play very similar.
I think my biggest disappointment for Canada, and one that, especially since it's going to be, I think in Italy. I think they said it's Milano.
It is Italy. Yes.
I don't know if I take Reinhardt next time. He looked bad. He looked really out of place.
I think they're going to.
I think they will, but I think they got to not put him in the top 6. He's just got to be your power play guy and just a role player because he looked out of place with McDavid speed and McKinnon speed. He just couldn't keep up.
Yeah.
Marchand probably shouldn't be there next time. It was a feel-good moment to see him win it in Boston and the cheer he got, but. I don't know.
The only reason I think he will be is just for the legacy stuff.
But if you're taking him for the legacy, are you really serious at winning? You still have Crosby. Do you really?
They brought Doughty.
They brought Doughty because there was injuries. At least I can forgive that.
No, they brought Doughty because Petro decided not to go because he's been nursing a nagging injury.
Injuries. He was hurt. If Petrangelo's not hurt, he doesn't go. And hopefully, if Theodore gets hurt, they still bring Harley. But I don't know. Hot take. Who shouldn't go is don't take Sam Montembeault because why the fuck was he there to begin with?
Point. Yeah. Oh, I mean, it's also Sam Montembeault. He didn't play.
I know, but
you guys didn't play your backups at all.
Nope. Didn't even got all 4 games.
Shout out to him. He stepped up, and Blues fans are pissed. So
really good. Why are Blues fans pissed?
Because they're like, why does he play like this for us?
Because he doesn't have that defense in front of him. I mean, hot take: when Parayko's your best defenseman instead of your 6th best.
It's kind of bad. Actually, Broberg's analytically and eye test wise has been their best.
Yeah, I mean, but that's just this year I'm talking about.
Yeah. Throughout his whole career, pretty much outside of the 1 year of Petro.
Yeah, I don't know. Overall, I think it's probably going to be a similar Canada team. I'd like to see some youth because really, besides Jarvis,
I think Celebrini's making it. At least
I think Bedard has to.
I think he's making it, and they'll probably put him in the Celebrini. I mean, the Sorelli role. But with more,
I don't think so. I think he makes it
with a more offensive ceiling.
Nah. Well, I know what you mean, but I think he makes it. But I think he just plays like a round robin game or something. I think he'll just be there as a player.
Experience.
Yeah, I think Bedard.
I think Bedard's making it.
But yeah,
Bedard's been better under the new coach as well.
It'll be interesting. It'll be fun.
For the U.S., I'm expecting Tage, Robo, Keller to all be there.
Yeah, I think the States has to not lean on the vets as much.
Lean on the Rangers. I agree.
Not
Rangers. New York State of mid.
Yeah, I think Miller was picked before he was there, already traded, but he looked okay. He looked the best out of the 4. Trocheck did his role, but I still think
that's what everyone is saying. But I
think Trocheck would look better if he wasn't next to Nelson and Kreider. Yeah. If you had given him Keller and Robertson, or even just moved guys down because they were up, it would have looked a bit better.
Yeah.
But I think
for the defense, Hanifin shouldn't be there.
I mean, Hanifin was only there because Hughes didn't go, right?
No, he was there before.
Ew.
Yeah, the call up for us was
Sanderson.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I would just run the same 6, but with Hughes, Fox, Faber, McAvoy down the right.
Slavin.
Slavin's left-handed.
Slavin was amazing, though.
Slavin, Hughes, and...
Slavin was the U.S.'s best defenseman outside of Werenski, all tournament.
He was your best, actual defenseman. I think Werenski had more moments of flash, but Slavin...
He was tied for the lead in points, which is insane, but, not surprising because of the year he's having. But... And Sweden-wise, I was disappointed. I thought they were gonna have a real shot at the finals. I'm assuming it's gonna be. I'm assuming all 4 of these teams is gonna be very similar. Like,
yeah, I think Finland's just actually going to be healthy. Like, might actually have defensemen that don't suck.
And not Mika Zibanejad.
That's not Finland. That's Sweden. But nice try.
Yeah, you know what I meant. Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't even think Zibanejad played that bad there.
I think. Yeah, but if you're selecting again, you're probably taking like William Karlsson over him.
I think Sweden's biggest issue was that they leaned too hard on the vets and didn't give the older or younger guys a chance.
Outside of Raymond. Raymond was amazing.
In OT, they kept throwing out Hedman, Karlsson, and Brodin, and it's like you guys have.
That was like the first game where John Cooper kept throwing out like the Bolts guys.
Yeah, and it's like, listen, man, you have young talent, you've got speed. If you're not going to utilize it, you're not going to succeed. And it is what it is. But that's
hockey. The only thing I wonder is if they're going to do if they're going to do this for Russia, where it's like the Hockey Federation of Russia, like they did a few years ago.
I mean, if they're not going to let them play as Russia, they'll just play as the athletes of whatever.
Yeah.
Like their hockey team will still get to go, which I think will be fun. I think people are overhyping them. I think they're closer to like.
Oh, and speaking of Robertson, just absolutely sniped Sorokin.
Very nice. Speaking of Russia, I think they're closer to like that Finland tier than they are to like Sweden and the States and Canada.
I've seen that, yeah. Just develop a fucking center.
They don't have any centers. Their team is still kind of old. Like when you have Malkin and Ovi there, and their defense is still pretty.
And Kuch and Panarin.
Their defense is still pretty weak. I know it's all left-handed, but like
it is.
Realistically, Provorov might be their best defenseman, and it's like
Sergachev.
Sorry, Sergachev, but still though, it's
like the Leafs. It's all left-handed.
Yeah, it's not great, but it'll be fun to see them. Czechia will be fun to watch. I mean, I don't know who's gonna officially be there, but like seeing a Germany or a Switzerland will be fun.
Yeah.
Go see, just seeing these guys. Plus, a lot of times when you get these best on best tournaments, that's not just 4 nations. Sometimes those guys who have tournaments that are signed in Europe end up getting NHL contracts because of it. So it'll be fun.
The Islanders just fucking scored.
It's 2-2 now.
Yeah, Kyle Palmieri.
Dude, your team kind of sucks.
How the fuck?
Speaking of your team kind of sucks, Detroit, did you just blow another 2-goal lead in the fucking third again? With under 3 minutes left, Olin Zellweger and Cutter Gauthier.
It was Alex Lyon this time, not
Way to go, Detroit.
I think Edmonton's a little bit more concerning right now.
Yeah, but Edmonton's funny to laugh at. Detroit's just sad at this point.
Moving on to back to the NHL, like regular season wise.
Moving to trade talks.
Yeah, the trade deadline is less than 2 weeks away, which is shocking with how fast the season's gone by.
I'm genuinely curious to see what happens.
The Athletics trade board, which is from February 7th, and it's their 6th one, and Daily Faceoffs, which came out 2 days ago. So I'm going to go through some of the names, and the first name, and this is for both of them, and this is probably the most obvious one, unless he gets extended, which is a rumor. Brock Nelson. I mean, if you need a sniping big veteran 2C.
Let's take a look at his.
It reminds me of like an upgraded version of the Granlund trade, kind of.
Yeah. Except he's about twice the age of Granlund.
Right. Granlund's a year younger.
No. Brock Nelson's like 67, dude.
Oh, Patrick Kane just won it.
Good for him. Yeah, I mean, he's a year removed from 69 and 82 and 75 and 82 back-to-back.
He's been struggling.
Back-to-back 30 goal scorer. So there's a good player there. I think it's just because the Islanders are perpetually mid. So I think whoever gets him has a good chance to add like a good 25 goal scorer.
I think what teams like need another center, like Winnipeg.
I think you could move him to the wing. Yeah, but I think he'll probably go to a team like.
I think he could go to Washington and be really good there.
That'd be
Washington would be interesting.
I saw, I think yesterday that all the Caps are really looking at is 3C help.
I mean, getting him for 3C is just like spoil of riches, but that's what trade deadline acquisitions are, if you have the cap and the picks to
I
do
know.
it.
I think I saw that Winnipeg's interested. By the way, they extended Vlad Nemesnikov. I think what was it today or yesterday?
Yesterday.
Yeah, 2 years, $3 million AAV. Which, by the way, I'm shocked how old Nemesnikov is now. Like, holy fuck!
Yeah, he's been here a while, dude. 32. I mean, for a solid 30 point third liner, he seems to have fit in quite well with Winnipeg.
Yeah.
So,
like, I'm trying to think, like, what contenders need, like, at least a center upgraded.
I mean,
if they
could the Leafs get him?
Find the cap room, Detroit.
I don't know if Detroit's really in the position to add.
Well, I mean, they're in the thick of the wild card hunt.
I know, but if you miss, I guess it's worth it still. But God, it would be funny.
Dude, their 2C right now is JT Compher.
Hey, respect Andrew Cobb.
He's had a bad year.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess they are. The wild card is so close. Like, the Rangers aren't going to add. Boston probably won't.
One of the bigger rumors I've seen for Nelson, and this is apparently it got reported as one of the league's like worst kept secrets, is him in Minnesota.
Yeah, I heard that one. That apparently that's why he was getting played so much was because of Guerin was trying to.
He's from Minnesota.
Oh yeah, that too. But who cares?
But that's like the big one.
Minnesota would be, I think, probably my best bet.
I know.
If not Minnesota,
Pagnotta said Dallas is still interested, but we made our forward upgrade already.
Yeah.
So.
Double down.
No. Maybe defense.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Minnesota makes the most sense.
I could definitely see Minnesota.
I could see Minnesota or like Winnipeg, honestly. Again, I wouldn't want my 2C being Vlad Nemesnikov.
I'm sorry, did I just see Winnipeg's won 9 straight?
Yup.
Huh?
Dude, what the? This team is nuts. How?
I also saw that Vegas might be
9 points in first. Fuck, dude, I turned my brain off.
Vegas. I could see that.
This team's stupid. Oh wait, Washington's right there. They're tied.
Yeah, Washington
like has
the
a
best
point
team in the league.
Yeah, fuck it. I don't like Joey.
Yeah. But moving on to these two names are different, but it's a Penguin and a former Penguin.
Okay, so it's Ricard Raquel.
Yep.
On the Athletic and Brendan Tanev.
Oh, never would have guessed that. I would have said David Perron.
But I mean, Tanev will be easy to move. Half or 10 on him, I think it's like 1.5. It's like 1.7.
How many years does he have left?
This year.
Oh, okay.
I think Raquel is really easy to move. I just don't think we're going to move him.
Yeah, I saw that the price for Raquel is the first in a blue chip.
He's playing really good.
Yeah.
If the right offer comes,
I think he's on pace for career high and like everything.
Yeah, he is proving to be a player who can elevate his game with a superstar, which is difficult to do.
We love connectors.
Yes, he's not even a connector, which is weird. He's like
he can actually drive play.
Exactly. On his own. He can do it.
He's got a chance to set a career high. I don't know. He needs 20 points.
I think he's going. He can do that. I mean, I know the Pens are
playing. We don't 49.
I know the Pens are playing like shit right now.
Right.
But...
I was gonna say if he stays on this team, he might not make it, but yeah.
I mean, they're playing like shit right now. So
yeah, I don't know. I think if the right offer comes, like if you can get a first and a blue chip prospect, the Penguins should eventually start looking to
a first and Braden Yeager. Do it.
Yeah, I mean,
bring him home.
But if you can't, like, if that offer's not there, then just keep him for another season. It's not a huge deal.
Here's the good thing with the Pens right now.
They have that Rangers first.
Yeah, but the Rangers will just buy someone in the offseason, don't worry.
If they don't, though.
They'll trade Lafreniere to Montreal for a first, and then they'll fucking sign Marner, don't worry.
First and Caden Gooley. Brendan Tanev wise, like I can see Vegas being a fit for him.
Honestly. I think any team that needs a scrappy third or fourth liner could be in there. I could see
a scrappy forward checking winger.
Like I could imagine Florida, Tampa, New Jersey, Vegas. I could see even like an Edmonton if you can add him for 1.5 million. There's a ton. I mean, they should get a goalie, but they're not going to.
The only goalies I know that are out there are Gibson, and I don't think he wants to go to Canada.
Apparently, he said he'd waived Edmonton, and
Vejmelka.
Who, yeah, is that really an upgrade at this point? I think he's basically just Stu Skinner 2.0. But I guess he is better than Picard, so fucking.
Dude, I think anyone's better than Picard. Might just be the worst backup in the NBA. No, it's Jonas Johansson. Never mind.
And he's in the playoffs somehow.
Yeah. I don't know, it's like any playoff team that can use
it's just
forechecking.
It's not one of those moves that you look at it and go, wow, that team got a ton better. But it's one of those ones afterwards you go,
one of those sneaky moves.
Yeah, it's a good move. If that team goes on to win the cup, you look at it and you go, that was a really smart move.
Yeah. And again, Brendan Tanev's very good. I guess honestly, I think a team like Toronto gets him if they can't get a center, just to reunite the brothers.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool too.
I tried to do that with you in G League. I think we did do that actually.
Nope, I never had Brandon.
Oh fuck. Moving on, 2 different names here. Susie and Scott Lawton.
Fuck.
Scott Lawton's been in trade talks for years. I mean, I'm gonna believe it when I see it.
And the big rumor is that he's going to be a Leaf for a 26 first and Fraser Minton.
Fuck, if Toronto gives up that much, I don't know. I know Lawton's a decent piece, especially to be a third liner, but
I saw the only teams I've seen that are the most interested teams are Toronto and Winnipeg.
Winnipeg makes so much sense. I just feel like them spending a first for a center at the deadline is like a tale
of center of
5 years ago.
Yeah, they did that with Monahan. He played really well.
Kevin Hayes before that.
Yeah.
So it's just, I could see that. Toronto, I think they want to get a little bit more offensive player.
Really?
Well, from everything I've heard from Leaf fans is that their depth scoring is so putrid.
Well, yeah.
So I feel like if you could get a Nelson at 3C or even 2C and bump Domi down and put Tavares on the wing, you would rather that over Lawton. But I think if everything else fails, it's kind of like with Tanev, where if you can't get anything else, you do it. But I can
see the Caps being a team that gets Lawton, honestly.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
Bump Ella down to 4th or one of the 2.
Winnipeg just makes
Washington has so many centers, but I guess so many of them have just converted to the wing.
Yeah, Nick Dowd, I believe. No, Nick Dowd still has to be a center.
I feel like he's got to be their 4th liner.
Yeah, he's their 4C.
But
Ethan Frank played some center in the A, and he's converted to the wing. McMichael's been a converted winger this year.
Protas was a center. McMichael was a center. Eller's their 3C. Yeah. Are they injured? Anyone injured?
Backstrom, Osh. Okay, it's the 2 LTIR guys in Milano.
And Milano. Okay, I guess they could use a 3C. I thought they were playing Lapierre, but I guess not.
Nope, he's in the A. So,
unless they're scheming to bring up Leonard whenever that's available and make him
after the college season.
Right, after the college season.
That'll be closer to like 5 games left, so
yeah.
You probably want to get somebody and then add Leonard.
Carson, Susie, I mean, if you're looking for a bottom pair, middle pair.
I feel like if he's a 4, like your second line lefty, but your right D is really good, that's fine. If not, you probably want him on the bottom pair.
I'm just trying to think what playoff teams could actually use him.
It's kind of actually to me,
with Hampus Lindholm down now, I could kind of see the Susie acquisition.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think they pay the price.
No.
Yeah, a lot of it's going to depend on the price, and
he also has a no trade
money and stuff. Like,
it depends if he'd waive.
Tampa's playing that stupid Danish fuck Lilleberg, so like if they could get Susie over him, it would be huge.
Lilleberg is terrible.
I don't know, man. There's just like a couple teams I look at and I'm like, I feel like you could really use that, but it depends on the acquisition cost and if you'll go there.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know. I don't think. Yeah, Susie's just there. I feel like. Next up is these names are the same. Rasmus Ristolainen.
I honestly don't know who actually wants them, but as a Sabres fan, I said that when we traded him and we got a first. So he's right-handed.
I've seen Dallas a name.
I don't know. He's right-handed. I don't think he's going to find his game wherever he goes. So you're basically just getting a guy who.
I mean, Philly is kind of the perfect fit for him because Torts has reworked it the D
Yeah.
zone for him.
I mean, he's better, but he's still not worth his contract.
Oh,
so
no.
I don't know.
So,
Anyway, Phil, you're gonna
he's
love a first
weird.
for him.
Yeah. Are these two names the same? Nope. Okay. These are two bigger names, so we'll just go one by one. Seth Jones.
I
Kind of the elephant in the room.
yeah, he's trying to facilitate a trade with Chicago, right? That was the
To
rumor.
a contender.
Yeah, I have no idea.
And they might need a third team to broker.
But what third team's going to broker? He makes
Yeah, it's
9.5
5
for the
more
next
years.
5 years. Yeah, like
Yeah.
to pay Chicago to retain it, that's fine. They made the deal. But to get a third team to retain like $2 million for 5 years, you're going to be paying like a second plus for that.
You're gonna pay out your ass.
Yeah.
Dude,
And-
I've said this. I would take him on Dallas for like $2 million retained because I would not fucking mind.
Yeah.
Because he's a $7 million defenseman.
He's really good. I think it's overblown how much people hate him because he's not a 0% WAR defenseman anymore. He's not worth 9.5, but he's not Darnell Nurse.
No, he's never been.
Yeah, he's not Darnell Nurse bad.
No.
If he was your fourth, like on the Sabres, if he was Owen Power's partner behind Dahlin and Byram, I couldn't ask for a better pairing. Like a guy, that's great. But you don't need a $9.5 million player like that. And the teams that he's going to want to go to, like
Dallas, it's because he's also from there.
I know, but how do you make the cap work? Because you have to pay Robertson.
You send Dumba back.
Yeah. I just don't know, man. It's going to be really tough. I think that's more of an off-season move.
Yeah, I've
thought.
I've talked to some people about this. I think I'd be shocked if Seth Jones is not a Dallas star at some point.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's more of an off-season thing.
I think it's going to come down to as well what Chicago values: retaining the money and getting more back, or just getting out of the money and not getting.
The other thing I also saw, the other two teams I've seen, that he's open to a Columbus reunion.
Yeah, I don't know if they are, but
I don't think they are.
Nah, I don't think so either.
They have so many defensemen. They have so many defensemen.
Yeah, you already had to get rid of David Jiricek because you couldn't find a spot for him.
Right.
Bringing in Jones, unless you're trading some of those defensemen to bring him in,
that's a lose though. Like
that's the only way it makes
like
sense.
that's a bad idea.
Like,
I'm with you, Jacob. I'm with you. That's a dumb idea.
I don't think it's ever been officially reported, but I've heard Edmonton's name because of Stan Bowman.
I've heard Colorado.
Colorado I've heard for a while, but
yeah,
I just
because
don't
they were interested when he was getting originally traded out of.
You have Makar and you have Manson. Unless Manson's
not good.
I know, but unless I'm talking about cap wise.
Yeah.
Like on the back end, you're already paying Taves. So unless you're moving Manson out, but I think he's got a no moving clause.
Bob McKenzie said, and this was very recent. This was like at 8:52. He said the Hawks are looking at young players that are playing in the NHL right now, or prospects that are on the verge of playing for Seth Jones. McKenzie mentions Dallas as well as Florida.
See, Florida, I could see too. That's a decent one behind Ekblad and Forsling.
Especially if Kachuk's going on the LTIR for the rest of the year.
Mm-hmm. Dallas makes a ton of sense if they want young, like players close to playing in the NHL. Like if you, I'm not saying you would do it, but if the Dallas GM would give up like a Maverick,
it'd be a Maverick
or whatever.
If I had to guess any like of the prospects, it'd be like a Maverick Bork. Antonio Stranges, I think, is really close.
You have a ton of those. Florida's a little tougher because they really
it'd be Samo. It'd be Samo. It could be like Sordif.
Yeah, maybe Matt Benning. It's not nearly as good as Dallas, and I don't think Florida has their first for the next 2 years.
Yeah, and it'd be like a Sashin maybe as well.
Florida doesn't have their first this year. They have it next year.
Yeah.
Right.
Holy fuck! Robo, holy shit! Great shot. 3-2, baby. On the power play. On the league's worst PK!
I can't believe the Islanders have the league's worst PK.
It is shocking. Like, you think it'd be like some dog shit team. And then on to the next.
like I said, I feel like any team that can get Seth Jones, it's a win if you get them to retain. It's just how much the acquisition cost is going to be and what you're willing
Dallas
to
is mentioned because of like a few reasons. Obviously, he's from here, and the fact that our right side reeks outside of Bush.
Mm-hmm.
So
CC
actually has not been bad. So
I refuse to believe that. I don't care if the numbers back it up. Don't care.
Oh no, the numbers will never back it up. Don't worry. The eye test does.
Yeah, I feel like getting rid of Dumbo's contract also is just a huge win in that one, but it's kind of whatever.
And then moving on, then the other name, Dylan Cousins, and this has been probably for months now.
Yeah, as the Sabres guy, I can basically just spell it out. I don't think he's moved because Buffalo's.
I think he's gone in the summer.
Probably, but Buffalo's basically made it clear that if they're trading Cousins or Byram, they want to package it for a better player. They don't want picks or prospects back. So with Pettersson off the market, there really isn't a guy that makes sense for the Sabres to trade him for. Do you even
want Pettersson at this point?
I would still take the chance because apparently
there is a great player there.
Yeah, he's an incredible player, and I think with all the shit that went on with him and Miller and how divided the room is, and apparently there's some personal stuff going on that can't be explicitly talked about. I think a change of scenery for him would be huge. Plus, like, he makes $4 million more than Cousins, so like even if he tops out at 70 points, Cousins is going to top out at like 50 for 7.5. So
I'm shocked by.
I think both of them turn it around. Honestly, I think Cousins just has to go to
because I mean the only teams I've really seen that are interested in Cousins that I could actually see happening is like Nashville or Detroit.
Yeah, and again, it's the same stuff. Like Detroit offered, I think it was.
They did, I'm pretty sure you guys wanted Casper.
We wanted Casper, but they offered Danielson in a second.
Which I mean, they're the same type.
They are, but at least Casper's playing. And I don't know. I wouldn't do that, especially to a division rival, unless it's a huge win. But yeah, I think that's an off-season one if it happens.
Yeah. On to the next two names. These two have been linked together since last year. Mittelstadt and Byram.
Yeah, Mittelstadt looked so good to start this year. I feel so bad for him, man. He just I don't know what team touches him. Maybe Calgary if they want.
The one team I saw that was like rumored is like say the Islanders trade Nelson to the Avs, like he would probably get back. Like
I heard one that was if the Avs wanted Kadri back, the Flames would take Mittelstadt.
That would be terrible. Just to get off Kadri's money.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
Byram, I really just don't know.
Byram's a tough one because his analytics aren't great, and he's playing with a top 5.
I've heard he's actually been playing well this year too.
He has played better, so I'll say that. But he's gonna want like $9 million because he's gonna end up with like 40 or 50 points, and I don't know. If we could get something for him, I'd be happy.
The only team I think that'd be like interested is like Calgary.
Yeah,
I don't know. Like Byram is so hard.
Calgary would be interesting. I don't know. I know they're not trading.
I know Pittsburgh's at least poked around like a lot of Buffalo's young guys.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I think I could see him moved if nothing gets close with the contract, just because if it goes to the offseason, then he's got the power, and you don't really want to give him $8 million.
Some other names that came up: Braden Shen.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know what the hell St. Louis is going to do, man. The team's just
mid, I guess, perpetually mid. I mean,
they are.
They beat the Avs.
They're 5 points out of the playoffs.
They beat the Avs today.
Nah, good for them. 5 points out of the playoffs, but Calgary has 2 in hand.
Robertson hat trick.
I don't know, man. I feel like this should just be better.
The one rumor I saw for Shen is like them and Nashville are going to like work out a trade where they can play together.
Oh, him and Luke?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like,
I mean, Luke Shen is not a good player anymore.
I know, but also at some point, like, really, just trade him for the most value.
Yeah, that's kind of my opinion.
I don't know. I think it would probably be in St. Louis's best business to start retooling.
Rebuilding.
Like I know they just got Cam Fowler and all that, but if you know what
I mean, here's the thing though. Doug Armstrong has no pressure because he's literally hanging it up in like a year or two.
True. So, yeah, I guess if that's the case, why would he start a rebuild?
Yeah. So,
but if he wanted to, he could absolutely bend Edmonton over the barrel if he wanted. If Binnington would waive there, especially after his performance for Canada, I think it would be.
Moving on, I'm just gonna list off some interesting names. Ryan Donato, the Hawks' leading goal scorer.
Yeah.
I mean, he'd be actually a really good ad for.
He'd be a really good ad. I just don't know. It's a tough one because he's cheap.
He's very cheap. Yeah,
but apparently they want a first for him.
I think if he's retained, if he's retained half, it's a middle. And then some other few names. Nick Robertson. Good luck. Apparently they'd be lucky to get a fourth for him.
Yeah, he's kind of just
Ryan Lindgren.
Same thing right now. He's playing so bad that
he's actually playing the worst hockey of his career by a mile. Gus Nyquist, I think, is pretty interesting.
Yeah, I
feel like if he's on a better offensive team, he's producing a lot more. Brian Dumoulin could be an interesting defenseman guy. Mario Ferraro, I don't think he gets moved. Ivan Provorov is like, apparently Don Waddell on the radio like a few weeks ago said they are planning to buy, especially with Jenner back. So, I mean, first off, good for them. Dean Evason is still probably my Jack Adams pick, but it's cool seeing them play well. Connor Murphy could be interesting if he's on a better team. Trent Frederick, same thing. If he's on a better team, he's also a playoff guy. You'd want just checks hard, could play anywhere in the lineup. Kyle Palmieri, 34 now. Goddamn, that contract went by fast.
There's just a lot of why we're kind of into the part now where it's just
Jamie Alexiak. I don't know what kind of market it is. I think it's a seller's market, right? I
would say it's a buyer.
Actually, it's probably a buyer's because there's not much out there, and the righty market at least is just terrible.
Well, and also looking at how many teams are, I guess it would be a seller's market then, because there's just so many teams close.
Yeah.
Like when you look at the East and you look at the wild card, it's 64, 62, 62, 61, 60, 57, 57, 57. So some of those teams will fall off by then, but realistically, there's at least 5 or 6 teams that could be buying, plus the 6 in the divisional spots. Yeah. And in the West, it's 68, 63, 60, 58, 57, 57. Some of them will be buying too. Some of them might even just be soft buying, soft selling at the same time. So
kind of what Calgary did.
I think it'll be interesting. There'll be a lot of teams looking. I just think maybe some teams will overprice their players.
And there's always that one player that's a shock to everyone that gets moved.
Of course, yeah.
Last year, so that's I think where we're going to wrap it up. Jacob.
Perfect. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be an interesting trade deadline. I think went over some good names there, but yeah. Thank you everyone so much for watching, and we'll see you guys all in the next one.
Peace.
Dude, I'm so tired.